Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, JRose. Welcome to the final episode of the JRose Experience, Season 4, Tampa Edition. We're closing out this season with two amazing guests. I sat with singer-songwriter Sunday and the multi-talented Ahrod to talk about the pressures of having to create content that pops. They really shared some great insight on how to navigate through that artistic pressure. And then later on, we added some new tunes to the JRose Experience mixtape during our Off the Top segment. So tap in and enjoy the show. Keep growing. Welcome to the JRose Experience. I'm your host, JRose. I'm super excited about today's episode. I have two very amazing and special guests. My first guest today is a singer, songwriter, dancer, visual artist who recently started her open mic platform out in Ybor City, and she's working on her first EP. Please welcome Sunday. Listen, I'm so excited to have you here because from the moment I met you, I was like, she's so dope and I have to have her on the show. And by the will of the universe and purpose, here she is. So I was getting to know you off camera, and you mentioned to me that you were homeschooled through elementary school all the way into junior high school. So first of all, I found that really interesting because I don't know a lot of people that have been homeschooled. So for you, what was that transition like when you went from being in a more intimate setting to social setting?
Yeah, wow, it's a loaded question. Short answer is crazy because public school, especially middle school, is a jungle. We know that. But my parents were very alternative. They knew that the way it worked wasn't going to work for me. And they were trying to protect me from the ills of public school. Yeah. And, they did their best, but I was always like, Mom, I want to go out. I want to have friends. I want to connect with people my age. And the only interaction I really had with people my age prior to going to middle school was through dance and through the arts. Okay. And that was only a couple days a week, though, so I was hungry for more. So when I found out that there was an arts program that I could go to, I was like, Mom, she was struggling paying for my dance lessons. Ballet is expensive.
She pulled the money card,
Mom, but look at the finances.
Yes.
I could go and, do training for free. I was like, come on. So, but mainly, I think the transition for me was seamless because, I was already a self-directed learner. My mom, she quit law school to do daycare when she was pregnant with my older sister. So she literally changed her whole life just to be home because she knew there was actually one funny story. She dropped my sister off to daycare. It was at my aunt's house, and my aunt didn't speak English at the time. She only spoke Spanish. Right. And then my sister fell, bumped her head, and my aunt couldn't call because my mom's work, she felt intimidated to call because she didn't speak English. Yeah, so when my mom came back and saw that knot on my sister's head, she was like, oh no, something has to change. Really? So she really switched her whole life around to be there for us and teach us, but also to give us the space to be self-directed learners. Right. And so I think that's really what allowed me to do well in school, even though I was fuck school. I was able to learn what y'all want me to learn, even though I had to unlearn a lot of that later. Right. Because I was able to teach myself how to gather information and how to decipher information, even if it was different or new for me. So
now, how did your mom making that sacrifice? How has that impacted you in your creative journey?
That's a really good question. Honestly, I feel like I do it for my fam. I do it for the community. And I think of my music as medicine because for me, it's been another form of expression. After dance, I stopped dancing around 2014. And it was mostly because I was switching schools. I was moving out of the arts program. And I went to a charter school. It was better. I could get an AA and all that. Okay. But I was really depressed when I stopped moving, and it wasn't just that I wasn't exercising, it was that I wasn't expressing creatively. My spirit started to get sick, you know?
Yeah.
So the medicine was a new form of expression that I already had a connection to as a dancer. Like, what do you dance to? Music.
Yeah,
you know, I wasn't inherently, like, it was in me, and you know, I'm Puerto Rican and my dad is mixed, so there's so many musical genres that I was exposed to as a kid. And going parandaing with my family, like hand percussion. Everybody on that side of the family just plays. Like, they all sing, they all
that's
play.
Amazing.
And so I was really able to be exposed to that early on and have that within me, but then
it's
find
literally
it on my own.
Coded in you.
Yeah.
It's just in your code.
It really is. I love that word, that code. It's true. And so I was able to kind of find it organically on my own, but at the same time, you know, I was prepared. Like, thanks, Mom and Dad, for showing me good music. My dad was like making me learn KRS-One and Talib Kweli lyrics when I was 8 years old. He had me memorize. He's like, okay.
I feel like she's kind of my like daughter, but not. She's already calling me Titi.
For real.
That's so funny.
So I'm grateful for that, because I was exposed to the right things at the right time, but I was still given the space to create my own and really, I don't even know if I consider myself just a musician. Like, I'm just a creator, and I'm finding new mediums, and music is pretty new, honestly. I didn't find it until late high school and didn't start taking it seriously until recently, like the last 2 years. So
she's amazing. I can't wait for you guys to hear her. If you know me and I'm really excited about somebody, you already know what the deal is. You already know. I do not steer you wrong. So you know, and we've had the pleasure of being able to talk more off camera than I'm used to with other guests. So I know we talked a lot about, you know, your mission to decolonize your reality and some of the steps that you're taking to do that. So can we talk a little bit about that? You know, what are some of the actions that you're taking to change that narrative?
So decolonization is a big word.
Sure is.
And, you know, if we're talking about something that's being undone, decolonizing, what is colonizing? And so I went to school at New College of Florida. Shout out. Class of 2018. Thank you, Queen Zabriskie. That was my sponsor for my thesis, where I was able to really take everything that I was learning from, you know, third world thinkers, Black feminist thought, and put it into a thesis where I was able to kind of bring all of my interests and my passions together, because as a creator and as a person who comes from a colonized land, and I'm living in the heart of the metropolis, the heart of the colony here, I had to ask myself some deep questions, and I was able to learn some language that helped me to make sense of it in college. And so there's a difference, and without getting into it too much, there's a difference between the word decolonization and decoloniality. And the basic idea is that, okay, colonizers come, they colonize, right? But they don't just take over the space, they settle into the space, and they bring with them their ways of life and their ways of viewing the world, their epistemologies, their pedagogies, their ways of thinking and their ways of teaching and their ways of producing knowledge and sharing knowledge, right? And so what coloniality is different from colonization, because you could technically not be a colony, but you could still have coloniality, because it's the feelings, it's the worldviews, it's the paradigms pretty much that continue on even after the colonization has happened. So they kind of get embedded into tradition. Exactly. Yeah. And our worldview and our minds, our spirits. So it's a war zone essentially. And decolonial thinkers are talking about the underside of modernity, as we know, as Western modernity and capitalism and globalization, and how these things are just seeming like they seem to be so normal in the way that they're narrated in the normal mainstream, you know, but when you really start to look at it, they have particular logics that they're working from that we subconsciously or consciously embody. And that's where the bulk of my decoloniality work is coming from, is really learning these logics and how they've embedded, or I would say infested my mind.
And trying to like pulling it out.
Pulling them shits out.
Like weeds.
Like weeds and like invasive species. Like, how did this even get here, and how is this actually controlling my life now?
Absolutely, yes.
Like, even in the academy, like, imposter syndrome, a real thing, y'all. Like, we all feel that, like, no matter what situation you in, what profession,
Totally agree.
Like, you can feel like you don't belong, and you do have the value inside of you, but there's, specific logics, and specifically the logics of white supremacy that keep us binded. And so the bulk of my decoloniality work is internal and also musical, because the medicine that I offer through my music, or at least I hope to, is really touching on these logics, breaking them apart and understanding them to then defeat them and then replace them and then opening up. Decoloniality doesn't look one way. That's the thing. Like, there's so many different possibilities, and so we're just opening up those possibilities by kind of digging into the logics and what they look like. If that makes sense.
She's over here, like, how are you, like, are you from another planet? Because you out here just...
I hope I don't sound like I'm speaking in
dropping, like, serious gems that people aren't even aware of. Everyday actions, everything, things that we do, things that we say.
Right.
We don't even know sometimes where they come from.
Exactly.
And they could very possibly be from, an oppressive colonization. Yeah.
And then we have this shared victimhood that we feel. Like, we feel solidarity with other people, other oppressed people, especially people of color, struggles. And a lot of times we don't realize, as people of color, how we can be complicit to the very system that we're trying to defeat.
Exactly.
Like, that we're trying to get over and we're trying to move from. So that's why decoloniality puts the power back in our hands, because it's like, how many ways can you show up today in a decolonial mindset where you're opening up new pathways of reality or new pathways of thinking about a particular thing that doesn't align with the colonizer's way.
Exactly.
The colonizer's hatred.
It's more aligned with you.
With the realness of you.
So I know that part of your work, addressing this is you started this open mic platform, which I had the honor to attend and perform at. And I have to say, coming from someone who has been hosting events for years, who has been attending events for years, it was one of the most, like, poppin', lit, like, vibrant,
my heart.
like, energy, full of love and energy, like, good energy. I had such an amazing time. Like, if you are in the Tampa area and you're looking for an open mic, definitely go to it. Can you just let the audience know where and when it is?
Absolutely. It's been such an honor. We've only been doing it for 3 months, but we are at Hot Wax Coffee Shop every single Saturday from 9:30 to 12:30. It's so cool because every single week you don't know what's gonna happen.
It's the life of the open mic.
I tell people that, like, the first couple weeks I was working to, like, really tell people, like, come out, because no one was coming. And then it just started. It's like an ecosystem that we're building, and the momentum has built over time. And now I don't have to do anywhere. I just sit back and I wait for people to show up, and rappers, singers, different genres, like, so much variety in one space, but still holding this, like, safety with each other. Like, we're family. A lot of people come back every week, so they have new stuff to share. Like, oh, I just wrote this 5 minutes ago. And it's such a vibe. But it's at Hot Wax Coffee Shop every Saturday, 9:30 to 12:30, and I'm your host. I also share my original music, and sometimes I do covers. We do a jam session at the end.
Oh, the jam session.
That's my favorite part.
That was, like, so lit.
It's so real,
it's the I think that the energy was already amazing when I walked in, but when you went into this jam session, like, it just, like, elevated that vibe.
You felt that, right?
The building was probably vibrating with, like,
it was to the point that
people were, like, just walking in because they were like, it sounds like it's amazing in there.
Right, and they looked in, they're like, who are these beautiful people? Like dancing
and singing and doing
and
poetry.
We never rehearse any of that. Like, and there's new musicians there every week. And I'm like, oh, you want to play the keys? All right. Oh, you want to play the bongos? All right, cool. I'll just shake her, and we'll sing some songs, we'll make up some shit, we'll start a side.
She inspired me. Like, I'm gonna come back to New York, and it's like, well, we gonna do some new things.
It, though.
Oh, thank you. So I got a fun question for you.
Okay.
So if you were given the power to change one bad thing that was caused by the colonizer, what would it be?
Just one? Okay, just one. Let's see. All right. You know what? It's going back to what we were talking about earlier about imposter syndrome. I feel like the colonizer doesn't want us to believe in our inherent value, believe in our capacity to change things. And so there are all of these things in society that tell you not to believe in yourself. So if we could just trust not only ourselves, but each other in a community, like, we could do a lot. So I'll just take that. If I had to choose one, trust in self. And you gotta know yourself to trust yourself. So
I love it. Oh, well, I know you have some music to share with us.
Yes, I'm excited.
So excited, guys. So excited. Okay, we will be right back with a performance from Sunday.
The Rose Garden Events is an arts and entertainment agency that cultivates creative growth. By curating open mics, talk shows, pop-ups, and retreats, we provide a platform for aspiring poets, musicians, visual artists, entrepreneurs, and more. We're excited to announce our new social media management and brand coaching services. That's right, you can now hand over the social media wheel, or we can guide you as you do it on your own. This is the one-stop shop where creativity is always blooming. For more info, visit us online at therosegardenevents.com. You can also find us on all social media platforms at The Rose Garden Events. Keep growing.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the JRose Experience. I'm your host, JRose. I'm here with my next guest. He is a musician who plays 6 instruments, a lyricist, a poet, and an extremely enlightened individual. I've had such a pleasure having conversations with him off camera, and I'm really excited to introduce you to Ahrod. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy that you're here too. We were just talking about showing gratitude for meeting people, and you are definitely someone I'm so happy that I crossed paths with you. You're so talented. You are full of so much knowledge. You guys are in for like getting schooled. Let me just tell you, very young man dropping gems over here. I want to dig into your artistry, your craft. You play 6 instruments, and I know that that's not easy. So, as far as when it comes to knowing to how to play so many instruments, how do you listen to music with that type of ear?
Yeah. So to answer the question, the way that I listen to music based off of the instruments that I play, each new instrument teaches you something different about music. Every instrument has a role, and by exploring the different instruments, let's say the violin compared to the bass, they both hold a specific place inside of the music. And in exploring and learning those instruments, whenever I go back to listen to music, I can then explore a new element of that music, explore a new expression of that role, and how that role is shared between different instruments through different timbres with different frequency ranges, and how like I can study the differences and similarities of every single instrument inside of the composition. So the more instruments, the deeper I can understand the complexities, I guess, of the composition.
Yeah, you also do engineering, right? So I want to know, what is the difference between your engineering process versus when you're writing music?
Okay, for sure. I would say in writing music, like, and you mean like lyrics, like vocals, lyrics? Yeah, with vocal lyrics, it's mainly heavily free flowing. Like, so I guess it's the same. It's all responsive. So in all of my creations, I have a template. I have a way that I like to go about it, and then I start and then respond with that template. So I use the template as a way to guide myself through the creative process.
Right.
So in writing lyrics, it's kind of like I'll put the beat on, I'll have the guitar playing, and I'll freestyle one line, or I'll hear one line, and then from there I'll use all of my techniques that I've gathered in order to then just react and continue on until it's completed. And I would say with engineering, it's pretty much the same, but engineering is a little bit more like technically dense compared to like writing. It's like you gotta like understand the equipment itself, and understand the different tools, and like the technical need for them, and then also the creative expression of them. And that's what I'm getting into now in engineering, is understanding really how to creatively explore it, not just make it sound good, but make it sound how I want it to sound, because you can have something sound good 100 different ways, and it's like what best represents the music itself.
Right, it needs to convey your message. And with your music and the work that you do, what is the message that you want people to get when they're listening to you?
When they listen to my music, okay, the message that I want people to get. So most importantly, the message is authenticity. The message is embodying your divine Holy Spirit, or your divine vibration, your connection to God, your connection to self. And just to remind people of that, I attempt to make music that brings people into my energy, so that then they can explore their own energy, because we're all the same. Every human being really has the same sentiments and experiences from a different lens. And if I can use this medium in order to tap into, to go deeper than the lens, go deeper than the mind, and go into the hearts of the individuals, then I can relate to them at points that is kind of almost impossible in like communication.
Unexpected.
Yeah, definitely.
I know you mentioned something interesting earlier when we were talking off camera, that you were actually going to school to study physics. You were pursuing a degree in physics. So how did you end up from pursuing a degree in physics to creating your own path and pursuing a creative career?
Yeah. So it seemed like really it was just the universe's plan for me, for real, because I've always been an academic in school, and just from my mom's wants, I guess, I've always been studying and pursuing academics. But it always felt off. I mean, schooling is off because it still goes by the same conformity, the same like imposed restrictions of colonialism of the society that we live in, and but I always attempted to continue to pursue it because that is what is required or expected of you in America.
Yeah, that's like successful. The norm. Go to school, get. That's how you get a career. That's how you're gauging success.
Right, exactly. And like I knew I had intelligence, or I knew I had value, and it's like the only way to show this value for it to be appreciated is to follow their system. And I continued to do that, but thank God the universe wasn't down for it. And
so what was happening?
So just in when I got to college, I got financial aid, but then they like took the financial aid back and made me have to pay them for it. So I was like, bumping, I'm not gonna go to school. And just symbolically, the first day of my calculus class, which is the language of physics, calculus is the language of physics, and I've always wanted to study that. I finally got into it while I was in the class. I wrote my first rap down. And it was just random, but in the class, the lady told me that I'm not on the list and I can't even take the class.
Oh
but
my
I happened
gosh.
to write my first rap down there, and that's when I started my rap career, I guess, or my exploration of rap.
Yeah.
And I think it's just symbolic of me leaving that part of attempting to conform to the expectations of society and to go into my authentic expression. And from there, I've just been studying myself, studying music, and the music has really allowed me to understand myself and understand just my relationship with life.
Mm-hmm. Now, and you are a very purpose-driven individual with your. I mean, I can see it. I can hear it in your lyrics. Your music is very purposeful. So, what are some of the steps you've taken to try to like find that purpose?
Oh, great question. Steps I've taken. I've actually really embarked on a journey in the past, let's say, year from February 22nd, 2020. On February 2nd, 2020, I released my latest EP, Empathy Part 2. I just sat inside I was a truck driver. I sat inside of my truck in the middle of Tennessee and just recorded, and mixed this latest EP. And then after making it, my spirit told me that I had to take a step away from external validation, had to take a step away from attempting to control and like impose upon my reality and actually surrender to the divine and learn reality so that I can really understand how to work with it and how to manifest properly or how to move in the code properly. So from there, I deleted all my social media platforms and I just kind of embarked on a mission. And I didn't really know what it was about. I just kind of was just following spirit. But in that time, I really discovered the blueprint. I discovered what the purpose is, and it's like it first comes with identifying the defective paradigm that we live in, identifying the what's this called, like the hidden effects of colonialism and how they are perpetuating traumatic cycles inside of our community and preventing us from understanding our true selves. And we have to identify the defective paradigm, and in identifying it, I figured out that the main thing keeping us separated from self was the ego, and the ego is a
pride.
Yeah, but it's mainly just a protective mechanism inside of the mind that keeps you protected inside of your social or physical environment. And because we live inside of a broken society so much, the ego is taking out of it's damaged, I guess. And it protects people, but it protects us from ourselves, it protects us from our spirit, because the spirit has been demonized. The spirit has been said to be bad in this culture itself. So any reminder or expression of that is automatically suppressed.
Yeah.
So the overall purpose is just to sit with the self and to remove the imposed restrictions of society so that you can find true authentic expression. And in doing that, because in doing that you'll understand that we have the ability to manifest greatness, to manifest anything.
Yes, we do.
And all it takes is removing the patterns.
Clogging.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Removing the clog of societal imposed restrictions and patterns, and aligning to your true desires, visualizing what you truly want, what vibration you want to hold, and it will start to manifest itself before you. So that's, I forgot what the question was actually.
He was just dropping all these gems and just, well, you know, it was like what's leading you to find your purpose, and that's the journey that you've been on. All right, so I have a fun question for you, kind of like a weird question. I get a little strange sometimes. I dig into things. So earlier, off camera, you had a meditation session, and I found that really interesting because, one, I don't meditate often, and I know it's something I need to do. I know I'm gonna get my shit together, okay? But I was wondering, what are some of your unconventional ways of meditation?
So, for me, I try not to meditate like the way we've been taught, or
Like
the
this?
way, right. Well, yeah. Even though I was actually meditating like that earlier.
He definitely was oming.
Right. That was just coincidence. But a way that I like to meditate, or how I like to teach people to meditate, is first and foremost, it's just about becoming aware of the self. Sitting with the self in silence and becoming aware of what's going on in the body, because we are plagued with so many distractions in order to not meet the self, because there are so many pains and traumas associated with our life that are inside of our physical being that we don't want to confront. So sitting still and meeting that is painful. But so that's really the best thing that you can do. Meditation to me is just about understanding your vibration so that you can intentionally direct and command your vibration. So an unconventional meditation is, I guess it's non-conventional, but it's just my one that I created, is a stillness meditation, to where you just attempt to still the body, mind, the spirit, the emotions on all levels. Just relax. And there's two things that I say to myself, I guess, and it's okay to relax, and it's okay not to think. And you don't gotta try not to think, but it's okay to not think about it, to not try and meditate, to not try and do anything, but to sit and to breathe and to feel. Feel your energies, feel your emotions. What do you feel when you sit there? Like, what do you feel inside of your face, in your stomach, in your knees, everything?
What would you tell someone that like says like, I don't feel anything?
Then
that's hard. That's my struggle. It's hard for me to tap into that.
Yeah, and I feel as if it's because you just need to sit with the self. I would say sit inside of a dark room for 30 minutes. You're going to feel something. You're going to feel uncomfortability.
Damn, he got real. He said, you're going to feel something.
You're going to feel like, I don't want to sit here no more. Probably that'll be one of the thoughts coming to your head. And then you got to be like, why do I feel that way? What do I feel? Where's this uncomfortability at? Is it inside my stomach? Like, if you sit with yourself long enough, you will feel, definitely. And if you don't feel them in 30, make it an hour. There's going to be a point in time where you're like, I don't want to do this no more. And that is feeling. You have felt something and go into it. Instead of going away from it, go deeper into it.
Ooh, look at this. Dropping the gems. Well, I know that you have an amazing performance ready for us, right?
Definitely.
I
super
cannot
excited.
wait. Like, I'm telling you. All right, we'll be right back with a performance from Ahrod. Stay tuned.
Whether it's tax season, the holidays, or whatever falls in between, you want to make sure that you're being smart with your money. So go visit my girl, Queen Candace, at the Queen Blueprint to learn how to gain your financial freedom. You could get a personalized debt payoff plan, a full financial overview, and learn to repair your relationship with money. Smarter money moves are waiting for you at www.thequeenblueprint.com or call 877-387-BLUE. Use code JRose20 for 20% off of all our financial services.
I wish I could find it. I wish I could see my soul. A bliss that is blinding. Yeah. A reason to seize my goals. Yeah. I'm lost inside this life, so silent and so cold. Yeah. Wish I could find the time to fly above my load.
I start risk cause I'm ballin'. No, I'm lying, I just start stairs, zero fear when I'm falling. Life's not fair, it's a game that we all in. I just stay alone all the time. And I said, I start risk cause I'm ballin'. No, I'm lying, I just start stairs, zero fear when I'm falling. Life's not fair, it's a game that we all in. I just stay alone all the time. I just stay alone all the time now. No worries why you're stressful. I've been sitting strong, I'ma smile now. Set self for the soul. I just stay alone all the time now. No worries why you're stressful. I've been sitting strong, I'ma smile now. Set self for the soul. Understand life's not for the lifestyle. I ain't going home far from my life now. And they said, why die for the light now? Understand life's not for the lifestyle. Whoa, whoa. I ain't going home far from my life now. And they said, why die for the light? Look, too many times I don't know how to relate. I'm stuck in a deep indecision. The present state of hate. Directed at my own existence. Distracted, collecting my fate. Through different relations experience, blocked off from my happiness mystical. Rest of existence delirious. I focus, accelerate growth to different neurons never been in. Home my expression of soul, a gift to the world I was sending. Flowing through cellar of hope, a mission to hell and right back again. I sit in the void of reality, missing the map of my heart's ascent. Sent by nature but born again, and listen the energy soar. Decision to savor the sentiment, your spirit will deem what's important. Searching for less that you can't afford, asking myself what I'm in it for. Masking the pain as I contemplate. In this syndrome of my honest wish for another place that I can visit. No enemy energy, blocking my vision to peace and serenity. Locking vibrations, heightened the frequency, clocking the mission no more. And I'm free to be lost in a better home. I'll be merging with everything, or whatever this heaven holds. I'm just searching for empathy. Yeah, I start risk cause I'm ballin'. Nah, I'm lying, I just start stairs, zero fear when I'm falling. Life's not fair, it's a game that we all in. I just stay alone all the time. And I said, I start risk cause I'm ballin'. Now I'm lying, I just start stairs, zero fear when I'm falling. Life's not fair, it's a game that we all in. I just stay alone all the time. Night sky, diving, lost body, all ghost. I'ma fly to euphoria. And I'm seeing shites gliding off, hiding from the glow first. Mind for a story of, yeah. Night sky diving, lost body, all ghost. I'ma fly to euphoria. And I'm seeing shites gliding off, hiding from the glow first. Mind for a story of night star, black, holy abyss. Careful what you ask for, life's cold as a bitch. Catch a common cold flow, spit sick in this shit. Let the common folk know it's their decision to shift. Yeah, I've been lost and found finally 5 times. Have been cost your whole line if you choose. Finally find the count time like fine wine. As if art is so shining, 2 moves. Coming home with crack cold like thin ice. In the thigh, the lit road, the clip blooms. 100 shows to pack those in due time. When I rhyme, it explode like click boom. I eradicate a brick enemy. I set up the flow, set the factory energy. Pay the person, not another tragedy menacing. Pay the catching go to poetry medicine. About time, pen and paper, the party go. I've been never rushed, send me straight to the honor roll. I look when you crunch competition, the catacomb. I love me, she loves the competition like Ahrod. Under the impression that reality, lost inside of a gallery. Got the cause on the decision. Give it curse on the limit, got an assistant. Give the God the memory, many my manifest, many father the destiny, many positive energy, seen as possible benefits, send a positive witness, seen the spiritual reverence, seemingly never given, but secretly full of sentiment, deeper than understanding, meaning the metric. I stop the beat, to hop out the mist, I pop the seed to reach the abyss, block apathy, deceit, and the bliss, stop catch the seed, the seasons assist, my milestones to bring me close to my goal, sound song, the dream of growth in my soul, like Malcolm, I bleed the cause of my song, outcome of peace, portions of hope, I'm in competition with my own soul, hopping over fiction in my zone glow, light inside that glistens in my song, so bright, beside positioning a long coat, buying time to figure out my sound, out my mind, expression through the crowd, and the city, energetic stronghold, found a fallen angel in my song notes.
I'm so excited I got both my kids' appointments to get their hair done at Shining Star Kids Salon in Brooklyn, New York. The best part is, I get to pick up a couple of my favorite natural hair products like their Fearless Edge Control, or their Fearless Hair Oil. And these are just some of my favorite products to style my hair with. Head over to ShiningstarKidsSalon.com to order from their line of natural products the whole family can enjoy. Or make an appointment if you're in town. Use code JRose20 at checkout for 20% off your online purchase. Keep growing. This segment is brought to you by Jen and Scholar.
All right, welcome back. This is the JRose Experience. I am your host, JRose, and I am back here with both my guests. They came and joined me on set again. We're going to dig into our group discussion, and then we'll have some fun a little bit later. But I want to talk to you guys about your creativity. And both of you are such eclectic and abstract artists and very like individual styles. And I want to know, how do you guys handle the pressure to create content that's poppin', that's popular, that's deemed like, I'm sure that you want to be able to have your own style and be yourselves, but there's pressure to sound like this. How do you guys handle that?
Well, I'm first. All right. The way I see it is that, one is hard. First and foremost, it's hard as an artist. Like, there's a lot of pressure to feel like you have to conform to something in order for it to be appreciated how you want it to be appreciated. But something that I've learned recently is that, one, like, all popular music was just an individual's authentic expression at one point. And what made it popular was that they so unapologetically went so deep into their expression that the people felt it.
Yeah.
So it all lies in the feel. So if I can go deep enough into my expression and deep enough into my authentic being and to pull out whatever it is that's inside of me that wants to express, then I have full confidence that it will be popping, it will be popular, and it also will maintain the integrity of my authenticity.
Yes. Even if it's different.
Yeah.
Even if it's different, if it's from an authentic place, if it's not from an imposter syndrome point of view, right? If it's from, something that you hear. For me also is following my ear. And again, I have a lot of really great influences. And I pull from a lot of different genres and a lot of different styles of music. So I know what I want to hear. And oftentimes, I'm like, I can't even play what I'm trying to hear. Like, my fingers ain't, like, aligning with what my mind even hears. So really just trusting your ear. And, like, for young folks out there of any kind of creation, like, if you're creating something, like, your belief in how poppin' it is to you is more important than what might be perceived as the standard. Or and also like we need to break the status quo. So like let's bend, let's mix in things that don't belong, and let's break the rules. You know? So
it's creativity. It's all it's up to you. It's open for interpretation. How do you guys handle? Do you ever feel like this pressure to constantly have to be creating and pumping out content? Do you feel like why am I not, like, if you don't write for a few days or if you're not releasing something in a certain time frame, do you feel pressure from that?
I used to, and I really just had to stop giving a fuck. Sorry for the language, but I really had to just let that go, release that, and allow my spirit to guide me and allow like the process to kind of flow naturally. Because if you try, and especially this was me in the academy too, like if I try to force something, it feels forced. I could do it, but it'll just be a forced version of that thing. But if I really allow and not, not procrastinate, number one, but to be consistent and to like take breaks and to like live your life and then come back and reflect on what you're working on and just let it breathe with you. I feel like it's less about like getting to the deadline, getting to the finish line and, creating that finished product. It's more so like how everything is flowing with you, and then when the product feels ready for the people, then it's there. It's ready. But not forcing it, because then it's just you're just producing sound rather than, like I said before, like my music is medicine, my music is prayer. So when it's done, when the egg is ready to hatch, it's ready.
What do you value most about your craft?
What I value most about the craft, specifically, you mean specifically music?
Yeah, as a musician.
What I value most about music is its ability to move people naturally without it having to have words, and the words, that any word can be put into it and people are going to listen and absorb the vibration associated with it. So it really gives you an audience that necessarily won't be there, that if I was just to be saying the things that I'm saying just verbally. Like automatically any part of the culture, like anybody from any background can listen to my music and not have any relation to me and the things that I've went through, the way that I speak, and they can connect to it.
Feel you, yeah.
Right.
And it really, so it allows us to just merge, like, culturally, to break the cultural walls and just meet in the middle about what we all do understand, and that's emotion or feels or music.
Yes, I agree with that. I was gonna say something similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what advice do you have for, you know, young artists that, you know, are trying to even start an open mic platform or start like a space for others? What's that best advice you can give them?
I think I'm echoing myself, but again, find your center, know your center, and then trust your center and move from there, and be open to learning and be open to expanding
And
change.
Right?
Change. Like, you can make we were just talking about that. Like, you make all the plans just to break the plans. Like, you push forward and you have your intention just to see how the world responds to your intention, and then you dance with it rather than push, force, fight. It's more ecosystem collaboration, biodiversity.
Right.
Yeah, what I feel like is, what I tell them is just find out what you want to be good at, like what you like what medium expression do you value, and to unapologetically dive deep into it and really learn it and really put the time and the energy into it, and you will find the results that you're looking for. You will build the value you're looking for.
Yeah. I mean, I would say be patient. There's, you know, times that, you know, like you both are unbelievably talented, and if it was up to me, you'd be superstars like right now. But, you know, the fact that you trust that process and you're patient enough to like just believe in that process, that's what's gonna take you to the next level, and it's continuing your consistency. It breaks my heart when I meet talented people and then they're not doing anything with their talent, and I'm like, you're killing me, Smalls. You know?
Yeah, and I think money and capitalism and colonialism had everything to do with that. So it's really like, be patient, like really dive in. Like what you guys are saying is really all you need to do, because with that, if you really trust that you diving into this practice and you learning these things and you becoming a master of whatever it is, like the world's gonna respond to you. The world's gonna answer back, like meeting you even. Like the world will show up for you if you show up for it.
Yes, the story of how they ended up on this set is actually like a true testimony to manifestation and like people being on the same wavelength. Seriously. And you know, like people with the same purpose or same mindset coming together, and that's kind of what you guys also cultivated at your open mic. And I think that was very beautiful, because people were walking off the street, people that did know each other, people that didn't know each other. There was no pressure to be better than the last person that performed, you know, and because that pressure can be very stifling for a creative, or very discouraging for someone who's new at this. You know, like you guys are naturals. You know, I jump on there and I'm like, whatever, I'm here. But you know, you guys cultivated an environment where if I never had done poetry before and I may have had it, I would have gotten up and read my poetry. You know, I would have gotten the balls for it. Yeah,
every week there's always at least one person who's like, I don't know if I could go, but like I kind of want. I'm just like, this is the sign. If you were looking for a sign, I'm the sign. You can do it. I believe in you. Right here. Like, yes, you want me to play with you? You want me to be on there with you? Like, we can do it. We can do it together. And I think just echoing what you were saying earlier about how music is so like universal and how it can break these barriers in culture. Like, that's one thing I think about when I think about my music as medicine. It's like, we might have different wounds, different traumas, different backgrounds, different levels of intensity with those traumas and pains, but our medicine is the same. Our medicine is the same. So if we come together and we share medicine, Lord knows everybody in there is going to benefit in some way. Like, we're all going to come out more healed versions of ourselves. And then we go out, and I swear, every week I hear from people who came to the open mic, and they're like, this is how the Lord tested me this week. Like, you know, or like, this is the thing that I went through. that the energy of the open mic, or just the energy of us being in creative flow and sharing that medicine with each other, it helped me to deal with my situation throughout the week. And, and like that to me, that's church, babe. Like, we go to church every Sunday night.
Trust me, I know exactly that feeling. And just, you know, when you get those things, when you hear people contact you and share their testimony, you know, receive that and embrace it. Don't ever think that you don't deserve it, because you know what you guys did the other night was beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm like, you know, I'm so proud of them. I was like, oh, I don't know them, but I know them, and I'm proud. You know. All right, so you guys want to play a game?
I'm down.
All right, it's time for Off the Top segment, where we pick a random game. Sometimes we create something together, and sometimes we just have fun.
Ooh.
I know we got a lot of games this season. Yes, baby, yes.
Okay.
All right, pick a card, any card. Oh, look.
JRose Mixtape.
Yes, and you guys are both musicians. That's
Okay.
perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
What does that mean?
JRose Mixtape. All right, so JRose Mixtape, what we do is I pull cards that have different scenarios, and you guys got to tell me the song that goes with the scenario. It has to be, can't be one of your songs, though, because we don't know it. And if it is, you got to sing it. No. Cool?
Okay, down.
All right,
That
cool.
sounds
We'll
so
be
fun.
right back with JRose Mixtape.
Have reports of a 1054, multiple dead bodies, suspects still armed.
They told me they loved me, but they didn't care.
His anger is out of control.
I've been wanting to do that for so long.
Wouldn't you want to be there for him?
Susan! It was all a lie. It was all a show.
His son, Terrence, has been diagnosed with clinical depression.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, I made sure I never work again for her.
I'll show them how it feels.
Don't make this about me.
Are you trying to say that my son's crazy?
Terry may go through erratic behaviors, schizophrenia.
Get away from me!
I'll show them how it hurts.
I'm hurting too.
Bro, hurry up!
Don't call me names, man.
What's up, fellas?
Hello, mommy. How you doing?
I am allowed to make mistakes!
We hurt together.
This segment is brought to you by the Rose Garden Events.
All right, we're back. I've got my mixtape scenario cards. You guys got your musical library. Tap into the music. All right.
Yeah. Tapping in. Here we go.
And I'm going to give you guys a few scenarios, and you got to give me the song that best fits it. All right? All right. What is the best locker room, get crazy, paint your face with animal print, psych up song before the big game?
Ooh. Okay. All right. Okay, honestly, I have a ritual that I do before shows. Like, this is a real thing.
Okay.
I always listen to Get to Steppin' by Jungle Pussy. Jungle Pussy, I love you. Be my titi. Am I lying though? Like, I always put on Jungle Pussy before shows.
All right,
so
little Jungle Pussy
hype.
before the big game.
No.
I could feel that.
Pregnant with Success, one of the best albums ever.
How about yours?
Yo, that Wells Fargo song off the Dreamville album.
Yes,
is hype.
yes.
Big fan.
That's what popped in my head
Yes,
for sure.
okay. Yes. All right. Listen, they got some taste, all right? All right. What is a song that makes you dance like no one's watching when no one's watching?
Ooh, I got it. Levitate, Untitled 5 by Kendrick.
Ooh.
I remember one time tripping at the beach on Tuesday in the middle of a nature preserve, and I really danced like nobody was watching. I danced tribal straight dance to the heavens, like really fucking manifesting. I'm like levitating for real.
I have to play this later. So I
No, you'll never get it again. No one was watching,
yeah,
right?
It has to be no one watching. I get you. Oh my god, that's a dancey song. See, when I dance when no one's watching, when I do some like crazy weird shit, so it'd probably be like a slow song. Honestly, it would probably be like some Animal Collective shit.
What?
It's a very like, I wouldn't say weird. It's just. It's very specific. It's a specific kind of feel.
She's on some like next level.
It's
shit.
like, I don't know. They like break tonality and rhythm up, and they they're called Animal Collective. Animal Collective is shit. Right. Listen, they be putting me in a weird state, and when I'm in a weird state, I like to dance. So,
okay,
yeah.
all right. As long as no one's watching, right?
As long as no one's watching, because
it gets weird.
It gets really weird.
All right. How about this? So you win an Academy Award and they play a montage of your life. What song is playing?
Oh, shoot.
It would probably be As by Stevie Wonder.
Ooh.
Always. For real.
Honestly, it'll probably be the song I just performed, Fallen Angel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, I want that one to be mine too. That's like anthem. For real.
Anthem vibes.
For real.
Okay. I'm here for it. Big yourself up, right? All right. Let me see what else do I have here. Oh, I got this one. What song do you play on the day you got your driver's license?
I got a whip, now I got a whip, now I got a whip. I got a bitch, now I got a bitch, now I got a bitch. Now, I don't even know who sings that song, but I literally played that song the first day I got Pappy the Pathfinder. For real. That's a real story.
First got my driver's license. What I was feeling like finally. So, shoot, I don't know.
Come on, you can do it. I know, it's really hard.
It is hard to
You know what popped in my head though?
What?
Living my best life, Snoop Dogg.
All right, so this is the last one, and it seems like it comes out straight out of one of my favorite movies. You are righteously quitting a job, throwing a cheeseburger at your shitty boss.
Ooh.
What song plays?
Ooh.
I don't even hear the song, but I see the Ludacris music video. You know he got the I know what I'm talking about.
Is that the one like move?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Golden Bulls.
Yeah, that's it, right
The
there.
one where he's got like the big arms and like the big head.
I'm taking that one as mine too. Or I would go back to Get the Stepping by Jungle.
No, you gotta pick another.
All right,
one.
let me see. I'm throwing a cheeseburger at my. How do I feel? What sonic landscape is really embodying my energy right now? Let me see. It would probably be. Oh, Ultimate by Denzel Curry. You know that song? Ultimate. Yeah, bitch, I am ultimate. Like,
period.
We done. No 2 weeks. Take this cheeseburger
2 weeks
to the face.
2 buns and a
nice cheesy burger.
Oh my gosh, that was fun. I definitely gotta get this.
Great.
I gotta get this playlist going. I do have one last question that I ask every single guest that comes to my show. I have this belief that creative people are superhumans. We do things that others are not capable of doing. Sometimes they can't even fathom how we do it. So I want to know, you as a creative, what is your superpower?
Ooh, I know my superpower. I've been studying this chunk. I know how to make people tap into the grid. When I'm playing with musicians or inside of a show at any time, it's like when music is being played, everybody is on a certain rhythm. They're on a certain feel, how they bob their head or how they dance. And I know how to basically understand all the different musicians that's going on, their feels, and hit the bongo a certain way to where it all comes together and not everybody vibing. And once, because when everyone talks into the same grid, then the vibes just keep on growing and keep on growing.
Yeah.
Yes, you definitely did that on
He
Saturday.
always does.
Yes,
It's
you
true.
did.
It's true. Mine is similar, but for me, I think my superpower is emotional transmutation. So I'm able to take a pain, I'm able to take sorrow, and I was telling him earlier, like, I'm the kind of person, I'm a Cancer rising. Double Sagittarius, Cancer rising. But Cancer rising doesn't always come out when it does.
They emotional.
It's there, right? And so I be crying for the ills of the world. I'll like prick my finger and be like, oh my God, like I feel it all, deforestation of the ocean floor. So like for me, I use it as fuel. I'm like, oh, narcissist, you want to come fuck with me and hurt me? Thank you. You just gave me material. You just gave me something that I can actually take within my heart space and transmute. And I think that's what I can do for people too, because I've had grown men, actually last night, I've had grown men cry. And at a song that, you know, they might have not gone through the same thing I went through in that song, but they had the same emotion, or maybe the same medicine was needed for their emotion. And they were like, I didn't even know that was in me. But I heard that and I released it, and I was able to like feel this healing energy. And like, I feel like that's transmutation right there, you know?
Yeah, some powerful ass beings up in here. Let me tell you.
As are you.
Tampa got all the spirituality vibes.
Well, I'm from St. Pete. I gotta rep my home city.
Yes, St. Pete.
727.
We did have a few. It's St. Pete. It's Tampa. It's, you know, the vicinity.
Yes, the sacred land.
Yeah, it's been amazing out here. Thank you guys so much for coming on the show and chopping it up with me. Before we say goodbye, if you can just tell the audience where they can find you or find your music or anything like that.
So I'm working on recording my first EP, so that's going to be released later on this year. But for now, you can follow me on Instagram. My name on there is Sunday, so it's SUN_DE and then another underscore.
Nice.
And me, no social media platforms, but I do have music on streaming platforms. So you can find me under Ahrod, AHROD. And I just released a single on 7/7, so y'all can go check that out on all streaming platforms under Ahrod. It's called Free. It's called Free. Yeah.
Amazing. Make sure you guys follow and stream their music. They are super talented. You already saw that. They wouldn't be here if they was trash. You already know how JRose does. But make sure you know that you guys support the platform here, and you are subscribing and following us on Facebook and YouTube at the Rose Garden Events. That you follow us on the gram at JRose Experience, and you can follow me as your host at My Crumble Thoughts. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Keep growing. Peace out.
Can I get a yard?